Hey, everybody. Welcome. My name is Lauren Dreher, and I'm going to walk you through the ADHD KC website because we have a lot of resources on there, and sometimes it gets really overwhelming. So I wanted to walk you through where things are and maybe guide you to what you're looking for, what you didn't know was there, and we're here to help. So I'm going to share my screen here. Okay, here you have the homepage of the ADHD KC website. Now, as you can see, we are the Kansas City local affiliate of CHAD, or not affiliate, the branch of CHAD. So we do share all the same values and everything. And before I get going, I do just to let you know that anything that I'm about to show you, CHAD does not endorse. These are resources and groups that have been requested and gathered. So, we're here to provide. So ADHD KC, and this is just the homepage. It's very exciting. So right here is a real quick button for find the local ADHD professionals. Now, here shortly, I will take you through all of that, but we have this little spot where you can pretty much get to where you need easier. Past event recordings. So ADHD KC has a handful of monthly events, and they are run through our individual groups. And you will also see this in a couple minutes, but they are our parents group, our adults group, women's group, and the teens group. The adults group and the women's group meet every month in person, and those are not recorded for privacy purposes. But the teens and the parents group are both monthly and virtual, and generally have a speaker for a specific topic, and those are recorded, and those are currently housed on our YouTube page. So if you didn't know that was there, it is. It is also linked in past talks. Now, the other cool thing about ADHD KC is that we do kind of pre-talk interviews, and those are usually broadcast on our podcast, which is ADEC Conversations, run by Dr. Kristen Steppe, who is a local pediatrician here in the Kansas City area. Every once in a while, she'll have other people on there with her from ADHD KC, Sarah Whalen, sometimes myself, or Jeremy Didier. So find the local ADHD professionals right here. Past event recordings has its own little button right here. And something that is new is there are a ton of different chapters spread throughout the country, and a lot of them have virtual events. Well, now you can be a part of any of them. And obviously, they'll have different time zones. But if you look at the national calendar and say, I want to sign up for that, you can absolutely register for it, which is really cool because if they're doing a subject matter that we aren't doing at the moment, you can absolutely register for it. A little bit about supporting local kids and what ADHD KC is. We are actually an award-winning CHAD chapter, and we are all about obviously helping the local parents and people with ADHD, whether they be adults, children, anything like that, navigate the world of ADHD. And you could be anybody that does not have ADHD but want to be a support for people who do. So that could very much be you, because that is, it helps a lot to be able to understand, have resources, even know where to go or who to talk to. Now, something cool, Dr. Steppe does it's a newsletter through Substack, and she is phenomenal about putting like upcoming stuff with the links to make it easier for you to register. So if you go and subscribe to the newsletter right there, you'll get it delivered right to you. And here are past talks. You see right here, ADHD KC Conversations. That is the podcast. And then all of the different recordings. And here are some of the podcast episodes. And there are so much good information and tips and tricks and just a wealth of resources. A little bit of information about the ADHD community, and then you can click here for our upcoming meetings and see what is going on, and they are free to attend. And then here's all of our lovely social hyperlinks that you can find us on. And you saw, see, no, you saw it switch from volunteer. We are always looking for volunteers to help, even help a little bit, but lots of places to get plugged in. So if you have any interest in volunteering with ADHD KC, we are always thrilled to have you. Okay, about us. We were founded in 2012, and I was not with it in 2012. I didn't even know I had ADHD in 2012, so that's fun. But a little bit about us right there. We have been CHAD Chapter of the Year in 2014 and 2021, so pretty cool. There is a membership piece to CHAD, and honestly, there's a lot of different levels, and it's very, for the most part, affordable. We'll discuss that in a minute. Being in all transparency, there's another place to be able to say, I want to volunteer. How do I do it? And then our advisory board members. You can see all the people who are involved in ADHD KC, links to their websites or LinkedIn pages, and who they are. And then you can see over here our executive committee. Again, you see Dr. Steppe, Jeremy, and then Tish Taylor. So here's a little bit about a membership to join CHAD. You see there are different levels. Individual is only $75 a year. A family is $120, senior student is $60, educator is $75, professional is $195, organization $495. So many different benefits. Like, just to call out a few, bi-monthly Attention Magazine. Attention Magazine, you get, if you're a member, you do get a hard copy delivered to your mailbox. And I will say, Attention Magazine is fantastic. It is research-based. It talks about all sorts of good stuff, and it's been a huge help. And then Attention Monthly newsletter, exclusive website content. You can almost use it, Attention Magazine, as a just resource database. Well, you can see all of the different things, and then lots of different continuing education pieces with CHAD. PDFs. I'm a visual person, so I love the visual PDFs, but you can get so many different benefits for being a CHAD member. And as a result, if you are a CHAD member and when you join, you put in ADHD KC, you will help the ADHD KC chapter out as well. So that is exciting. All right, here we go. Resources. So, local specialists. That is a spreadsheet database to where we have compiled just a list of whatever you need. Here's who could potentially help. Before I go into it, I will say I would always check with your doctor as well as your insurance, because some of them are not covered under some insurances. Do that first, but it is there to help. It is there to provide names instead of just, doing a Google search and getting all the, sponsored stuff and all of that. Here's another place to be able to find past meetings, online resources, and again, the CHAD National Organization. That'll take you straight to the CHAD website where there are a whole bunch more resources. And then supporting. How can you help support the local community? All about meetings, all of that good stuff. Okay. If you would like to contact us, if you have a question or anything, support ADHD KC. If you want to make a donation, that does help. You can donate through PayPal. Joining the chapter, we do get a little bit of a portion. Volunteering, again, all of us are volunteers. We believe in ADHD KC and CHAD so much that we all give a lot of time and are very passionate about what we do, but we can always use all the help we can get. If you have a question, need to contact anybody, Dr. Steppy is usually the one that gets the messages and guides you where to go, but always a good way to get directed where you need to go or get a question answered. And then, of course, how to subscribe to our newsletter so that you always get that just fed right to you. We do have, like I said, the adult group, we have the teen group, the women's group, and the parents group. And they are all decently well attended. And half of them, 2 out of 4, are in person. The other half are virtual and recorded so that we can share those resources. And they're always doing different topics. The adults group is getting ready to do ADHD and nutrition. We got sleep management. The women's group is doing coexisting conditions. I will be one of the ones doing that. And executive functioning is a big thing. And then creating a blueprint for a successful semester for high school students. All of these things are great. We'll bring in local services and, people around the community who have things that are there to help. And then you see some of the other stuff. But always great. We have so much. Then going to groups. So at the very top, you have all of the faces of the people who run the groups. Sarah runs the parent group. She's the co-coordinator. Jessica Hill is the other parent group co-coordinator. Abby Brown and Nick Duchette, they both do the adult group. And then Christina and I both do the women's group. And I tell you what, we love it. We put a lot of time and effort into it, but we do it because we really do love it. And then I actually run a guided tour of the website, as you can see, to help people really figure out where they're going on the website, see what all resources and whatever is available to them so that it's not as overwhelming. And then Stephanie Ortiz, teen group co-coordinator, and of course, Dr. Kristen Steffi is the teen group co-coordinator. So we all need the help. We all do a lot of things, but we do it because we love it and we're passionate about it. And so again, if you would like to join one of the groups, you have to do that separately from actually joining ADHD KC. That will get you in the website to all of the things. But if you want to get on communications or whatever gets posted in the groups, then go ahead and you can view and join all the different groups. Parent group, adult group, women's group, teen group, lots of different options. Since we're on my account, you can see some of the things that I'm already a part of because I love it. But you can see, if you click on these, you can see their profile, but you can also go down to the groups and you can join, you can look at it or see anything else that's going on. Something new, which is kind of fun. We do have swag. Yay, everybody loves swag. And so you can come down here and you can shop on demand, stickers, tumblers, sweatshirts, shirts, all different kinds of good stuff. So now we will go back to resources and we will go look at this local specialists. And this you'll see is a spreadsheet. And these are, all the way up. This is the instructions, how to use the spreadsheet, obviously. So getting diagnosed. Now you see there's a lot of places. So again, maybe pick a few or something, or don't get overwhelmed by the list. These are all great and they all kind of do different things. And so depending on the description and what you need, I just even click on the website, go take a look and check out what you feel is right for you. And of course, consulting your doctor and your insurance before is always very, very important. Things for getting diagnosed. This is therapists for kids and teens. Some of them, as you can see, do adults as well, but a little bit highlighted for kids and teens, and then therapists for adults. And of course, they're gonna overlap a little bit, but you can see what a comprehensive list this is. And then coaching, pretty good list again. Medication prescribers. And if you have questions or concerns about medications, first I would go and look at, I would go watch the recorded session that Dr. Steppy did. It gives you kind of a good what you didn't know you needed to know look. And it just really kind of helps you understand the medications and hopefully takes any fear that you might have away from it and gives you a starting place of what do I ask? How do I even begin to understand what these things are, what they might do? And it is a very good starting place so you can get your head wrapped around it if that is a step that you think you might want to take, whether it be for yourself, any family members, anything like that. But you see, there is a lot of different resources and places, anything to help. A couple more things. We have speech, PT, and OT. So if you're needing any therapies like that, schools and tutors, some things for you to, at least a starting place. If none of these help you, at least maybe they'll be that starting place. And then other services, legal, financial, all the things. Like I said, it is a lot. And then here are some online resources and like online classes. ADA is sort of a sister company of, or a sister organization of Chad and their podcast, resource list, a whole bunch of different organizations that are all there to help guide you, provide all sorts of things that we want to help you navigate. There is the local specialist if you are a local to Kansas City, and then online resources. This will take you here and Chad main website, which I'll take you to in just a second. Chad webinars. Chad's got some really great expert webinars, and a lot of times they're a little bit shorter, but they have some really great webinars that are very informational. Another great thing about a Chad membership. We've got Toolkit, understood.org is a great resource. Child Mind Institute, Impact Parents, all these great resources that are just online. Executive Function Worksheet, Find the ADHD Girls is a great organization. Resources for adults. And then ADHD support resources. We just talked about ADA. NAMI is a mental health organization, American Psychiatric Association, all sorts of good stuff. And here are podcasts, all there to help you. Very easy to go down the rabbit hole with some of these, but I would go in search of what you're looking to get help with, because all of this stuff can be like, I didn't know I needed help with that, even though I do now. And again, it can be very overwhelming, and we don't want you to be overwhelmed. And then here you are with mental health resources. So our goal really is to compile all of these so that you can pick what's right for what you need. And we don't want you to have to, go on hours and hours of research and then be like, I don't even know what I'm looking for anymore. We don't want that to happen. So this is our attempt to help and say, here's all of the vetted sources that we think could be helpful. Again, not endorsed by Chad, but ones that we think might be helpful or could be helpful if that's what you're looking for. And then Chad main website. So should you become a Chad member, tons of different things. Find local Chad. So that's where you would find us. Contact an ADHD specialist for professionals, adults, parents, teens, educators. Plethora of information. Understanding ADHD. I mean, ADHD can look different for each different person. I know I've heard a lot. If you've met one person with ADHD, you've met one person with ADHD. It looks different for everybody, and that can be really scary, especially if you are somebody who is trying to figure out either yourself or if you're a caregiver of somebody and you're like, I don't even know where to start. Understanding ADHD advocacy. Got the Action Center Guidelines for Development, Public Policy Awareness Month. We just ended Awareness Month. That is October, but all about that. Education. Look at all that stuff for education. We've got the ADHD newsstand, Attention Magazine, the ADHD blog, podcast, digital box, ADHD and diversity, all sorts of whatever you need. Getting support. If you are not local to Kansas City and you want to know where your closest one is, find a local, get involved, whether that be monetary, whether that be your time, That can look a lot of different ways. And then about Chad, you can find out staff boards, committees, advertise sponsor, Chad in the news, all sorts of stuff. So that is a very, very quick glance, and hopefully that did not overwhelm anybody too much. Something that is very helpful is following us on platforms. Facebook, Instagram, Substack, and YouTube are probably the biggest ones, but I would really suggest doing that because we are always sharing new updates or articles that one of us sees and things that'd be valuable to share, reminders, upcoming events, all sorts of stuff. So that is a great way to stay connected. And of course, signing up for the newsletter because that'll get directly sent to your inbox. It's not physical for sure, but directly into your inbox, and it has links to just about everything. So you'd be like, oh, hyperlink to go there and get signed up. Even though the virtual meetings are recorded, you do have to RSVP so that we can send you the link and you can get the reminders, as well as in case anything should be canceled for some reason, or whatever is going on with it, or if the group coordinators need to share something day of with you, anything like that, please RSVP, even if it is a couple hours before, whatever the case may be, and let us know you're coming. Some of the in-person ones also, if you can, RSVP, because some of the rooms have very specific amounts of people, and if you can no longer come, please try to remember, if you registered, to unregister. And it's essentially like going and register for it. You just say, I can't make it. Click on the button that says, I can't make it anymore. And that way, it'll let us know that you're not actually coming. Again, even if it is the day of, that's okay. Life happens. But that way, it lets other people know that they can also come. And it just kind of makes a little bit room for everybody. Hit us up on the website or social media if you have any questions, and we're here to help. We want you to join, and we're excited. We see a lot of new people all of the time, which means, we're getting the word out, which is very exciting, or that, the people around town, businesses that see of ADHD know what a great resource it is, and it means that they're referring and they're saying, here's something that can help. So tell people about us, utilize the resources. You don't need to navigate life with ADHD alone, whether it's you who has it or you are a caregiver, anything like that. We want to be community. We want to be helpful. We want to guide you in the right direction so that nobody has to go through it alone. Nobody has to feel isolated and feeling like they have nobody to turn to. So let us know, and we will see you.